the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Swift Motorsports AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series hits the fast banks of Charlotte Motor Speedway. Qualifying already underway. Let's jump down trackside for a little bit of that qualifying action. There you can see drivers sitting on top of the speed charts now being bumped back to the second spot. John Macmillan. How you doing? How you feeling, race fans? Jumping right into the action here tonight, as always. Darkside Dave in the cave, bringing you all the calls from trackside here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Been 1 week since we've been on track in these machines, but we are set to fire it off once again for a long run here tonight in the Southeast Beast 110. Brought to you by Swift Motorsports in partnership with AYERS iRacingPaints. Ryan Branchew in the 16 machine, gonna cross the line, gonna go 8th on the speed charts. We'll take a look, see if anybody else is out there. Looks like Ron Schutte in the 28 machine out there on track on his qualifying attempts. And as we begin to get the field set, we'll break down your championship running here in just a few moments. Race number 4 on hand here tonight for the Turn 3 Racing Network. Glad you all could join us here tonight at the home of Swift Motorsports. That's right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, the AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series. Will we see another dominant performance out of the driver that has absolutely dominated so far here this season? Michael Atkins Jr., will he be able to go top of the speed charts here in qualifying? Will he be able to get back to back race wins? Will he visit victory lane in all four of the first four races this season? We'll have to wait to see as the 28 crosses the line. Shooty gonna shoot up the speed charts, but only good enough for 10th right now. Kevin Burrows sitting on top of the pole position. Quick time, 30:14. Looking around the track, doesn't look like we've got anybody else out there on track at this moment, as we've only got about 60 seconds remaining here in qualifying. Looks like that's going to go ahead and do it for the field. So walking away with the pole position here tonight, sitting inside that 23 machine, Kevin Burrows. And as we get set for tonight's starting lineup, we're going to take just a brief commercial break. Head trackside for your national anthem, so don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
So proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Back trackside as these drivers begin to climb into the car. We'll run down your championship standings coming into tonight's race. Michael Atkins Jr. with a firm grip on the leaderboard, been to victory lane 3 times so far this season in as many races. But Jason Branch right there behind him in that 22. There you can see Kevin Burrows hot in on the trail as well. Todd McGregor, Andy Starcher round out your top 10 in your championship standings coming into race number 4 here tonight. The Southeast Beast 110, brought to you by Swift Motorsports and AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series. Good battles all throughout the point standings, not just up there near the front of your your championship chart, but multiple other drivers back inside the top 10 tied. Donald Bennett, one of those drivers that was just on screen, tied with Jim Thorndike back there in the 9th, 10th position, whichever one you want to call it. Tied for 10th, tied for 9th. Not quite sure which one you really want to label it, but we'll continue to wait here as these drivers begin to hit the starting grid tonight. Few more still yet to come out there on track. So we'll just chill out, hang out, you know how that all goes, and it looks like the final few drivers going to begin to head towards the starting grid. And it sounds like we're ready to run down tonight's starting lineup for the Southeast Beast 110. That's right here in Swift Motorsports, AYERS iRacingPaints, Arca Menards Series, your starting lineup. Inside row number 1, pole position, quick time 30:13 for Kevin Burrows. Driver lining up just to his outside, the 15 of John McMillan. Inside row number 2, the 19, there you see him in that monster K&N machine, Andy Starcher. The 22 of Jason Branch gonna line up to his outside, 4X Racing represented inside that top 5. Good qualifying effort out of Jason Branch there. You can see starting in 5th, Todd McGregor. John McMillan gonna start right, but interesting. Don Kidder gonna line up in 7th. 8th place goes to Jim Thorndike. Inside row number 5, Ryan Branchew. Rounding out your top 10 here tonight, the 28 of Ron Schutte. Starting back in the 11th position, driver inside that 20 machine, Chad Lancaster. Greg Deitch gonna line up in that 12th position here for tonight's Southeast Beast 110. Inside row number 7, Eric Dutcher. Just to his outside, Roy Fernandez. Gary Wells gonna line up in 15th. 16th place gonna go to Danny Valenzuela in the 04, and the 31 of Donald Bennett gonna line up inside a row number 9. Just to his outside, the 69 of Larry Poling. Michael Atkins Jr. gonna line up in the final spot here tonight. Shotgun Sally on the field. 19th position for your points leader. That's it. That's your starting lineup for tonight's Southeast Beast 110 here in Swift Motorsports. AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series field works their way off of turn 4, double file for the first time here tonight. Waiting for the Chevy Silverado Pace truck to duck on off. It has done so. We're set to go. Green flag racing for the first time. Green flags in the air. Drivers hit the loud pedal. Away we go. Good start down on that inside by Kevin Burrows. He's down into turn number 1. Well and clear of the field. John McMillan right there in the 15. John McMillan 2, I should say, in the 15 machine in the 2nd position. Andy Starcher still holding down 3rd, but looking to his inside. Here comes that 22 of Branch. Branch trying to make it work down there on the bottom. Lap number 1 at a turn 4. Battle at the front, but it's for the 3rd spot. Drivers beginning to distance themselves at the front already. There you can see Jason Branch. He's got Andy Starcher just behind him. Todd McGregor holding on to this lead pack of cars. Don Kidder, Ryan Branchew just off of the pace, just a little bit, about 3 car lengths back from McGregor. But Burrows now opens up a 2-car race advantage as he crosses the stripe for the 2nd time here tonight. We begin lap number 3 Quick time on the speed charts right now belongs to your pole sitter, your race leader, Kevin Burrows. Fast off of turn 4 down the back stretch. Everybody following along. McMillan 2 in the 15, trying to get up there and run down Burrows, but he is not able to shake Jason Branch. Branch on the move, up one spot from where he started tonight's race, took advantage of the start, dropped down to that inside lane and was able to make the pass on Andy Starcher. Starcher going to fall back to the 4th spot. Todd McGregor still rounds out your top 5. Don Kidder sitting right there in 6th. We'll back up, take a look at this little battle going on. 3-4 cars all involved. Go ahead and put Starcher and McGregor in this mix because Ryan Branchew and Dave Kidder, Don Kidder, are right there knocking on the doors, nipping at the heels all over those rear deck lids of the drivers in front of them as Burrows starts to build that separation. Oh, and Starcher goes around. You've seen it right there on screen. Starcher around, no contact, and oh, late contact. The 75 of John McMillan, nowhere to go. Could not get it woed up. We'll take a look back, see how it all went down. There you see, just fighting on the track for real estate. The 71 was on the inside. Todd McGregor right there on the inside. And Starcher just across the nose. One more look at it here. And we'll go to the cockpit here if we can. And oh, that is a hard lick for that 75 of McMillan. One more look at that one. There you see, down across the nose, Starcher gets it woed up, gets it spun, tries to get it going, trying to get it off track, and oh, that is a rough lick there for both of those drivers. Both sitting on pit road now. Extensive damage very early here tonight in the Swift Motorsports Southeast Beast 110 here in the AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards series. Looks like we've got a mixed bag of drivers here tonight. Looks like about maybe about 6 or 7 of them down onto pit road under this first caution. Your top 9 elect to stay out on a track. And it looks like Starcher and McMillan going to be back behind pit wall for quite some time. That's going to drop 2 of these cars off of the lead lap very early here tonight. And seeing a few drivers actually not turning any times in yet so far here tonight. Gary Wells, Michael Atkins Jr., as well as Roy Fernandez. All 3 of those drivers came to the track but not able to hit the starting grid here tonight. So we indeed will have a first-time winner or a new winner in the series here tonight, with Michael Atkins Jr. not able to make the starting grid, not able to get the car out. He is being scored off the track, behind the wall, and in the garage. He's got company, though, the 24 of Gary Wells, as well as Roy Fernandez. Both of those drivers still in the garage. Andy Starcher, John McMillan back there in the garage thrashing away after the contact in our first incident that brought out our first yellow flag here tonight. And if you're Branch, if you're Kidder, you got to be wondering what's inside of that 23, because he was able to shoot out of a cannon on that restart, or on the initial start of the race, had almost a 1-second advantage. By the time the caution flag flew, that was on about lap number 5. So just about 3 laps ago. So all within 5 laps, that's about an average of 0.2 of a second faster each lap for those first 5 laps. So Burrows definitely dialed in that 23 machine, and he is looking to pilot it to victory lane. Doesn't have Michael Atkins Jr. to worry about here tonight, so looks like he very well may be his own worst enemy. Don't want to give the broadcaster's curse too soon, but was fast there in happy hour. Fastest in qualifying, had the quickest time on the racetrack. And, well, we'll see if he can't get that clean sweep. Chevy Silverado pace car lights should go out this time by. There you see the flag man giving the one to go. Chevy Silverado pace truck lights go out. We're set to fire this thing back on off here tonight. 19 drivers took to tonight's starting lineup. 16 drivers able to make the grid. We have still got 14 drivers on the track, running all 14 on the lead lap. There you see them all stacked up with each other. Ron Schutte, Todd McGregor, they're getting it sorted out towards the rear of the field, but up at the front, your pole sitter continues to lead the race. Will have control over this restart. Picks the inside lane. He'll have John McMillan just to his outside. Jason Branch going to line up in third. Don Kidder fourth for this restart. Ryan Branchew third car inside row, restarting in the 5th spot. Drivers waiting for that left-hand turn. There it goes. Restart box, and green flag flies once again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the southeast. Beast 110 here for Swift Motorsports. AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series down into turn number 1. Leading the field still, but here comes a fast and hard charging Jason Branch. He's got Ryan Branchew right behind him. Branchew up a ton of spots early here, up 6 spots from where he started tonight's race, now sitting in that 3rd spot, and he is all over the rear deck lid of Jason Branch. We'll take a look back at this battle before we go back through the field. Multiple battles out there on track tonight to show. There you can see and showcase Don Kidder right there inside the top 5, looking for more, looking to try to take the 4th spot away from John McMillan. More drivers battling on track back here. Look at this, 2-3 cars battling for position on the racetrack. Denny Valenzuela able to take the 0-4 up and around. Ron Schutte as well as Greg Deitch falling through the field right now on the outside row. That outside lane definitely not the place to be right now. Donald Bennett now looking to put his 31 machine to the inside. There he goes through 1 and 2. Looking for the spot. He's going to make the pass through the center with ease. Bennett knocking on the door of a top 10 now as he made the pass on Deitch, and we'll check back in with the front of the field for just a minute, because here goes that battle still at hand at the front. Kevin Burrows up to a 0.4 of a second race advantage. Jason Branch still slotted in the 2nd position. He's got Ryan Branch back behind him just about almost 0.3 of a second. So these drivers all spaced somewhat evenly at the front of the field. We'll back up for this battle right here. There you can see the 59 of Jim Thorndike. He is all over the 03 of Don Kidder as they work their way through 3 and 4. Battle continues for that 5th spot. Kidder has it. Thorndike wants it. He looks to the inside. He's going to move the 03 out of the way. I say move him out of the way. No contact. May just putting a nose there, letting Kidder know, hey, I'm here. Kidder goes ahead, lets the pass happen, doesn't hold it back very much there, so we'll continue to watch this battle unfold for that final spot inside the top 5. Can these two drivers get up there and take that 4th spot away from John McMillan further back through the field? Look at this scrum going on. You've got Danny Valenzuela, Todd McGregor, as well as Ron Schutte. They're all packed up together. They've got Donald Bennett in tow as well. Valenzuela looking to pilot that Raise energy drink. AYERS iRacingPaints, Arca Menards machine up inside the top 5, now having a battle with McGregor. McGregor in the 71 on the bottom. That Mountain Dew throwback machine looking fast down there. And up into the outside wall goes Valenzuela. Stuck up there in that outside wall. Not able to get off of the outside wall, and that is going to hurt that 04 something fierce Danny Valenzuela, now way behind. He's going to need a caution if he's going to catch up after that long scrape on that outside wall. Just the 04 just could not break his machine back off the wall. We'll go back up front as we've still watched this battle unfold between Jim Thorndike and John McMillan. Kidder now tries to make the pass on John McMillan. He's going to be able to get that job done off of 4. Now McMillan looking to go back to the high side, try to take the spot back. Not going to happen. McMillan now slotted back in the 6th spot, back at the front of the field. Not much action going on. Your race leader, Kevin Burrows, has stepped out to a 0.6 of a second advantage. Battle on track right here for the 2nd spot. The 22 of Jason Branch has still got Ryan Branch all over him. Slowly closing in. You can see that 59 of Jim Thorndike here. Thorndike comes. He's going to be there in the next lap or so. I can guarantee you that. But I do want to keep this in mind, race fans. Thorndike on fresher tires here. Came to pit road a little bit before the rest of the drivers out here tonight, so he is a little bit quicker right now just off of the tire grip. We'll have to see how that all actually translates throughout the rest of this run, but there he is right there all over the rear spoiler of Ryan Branchew. Branchew drops to the bottom. Thorndike goes with him. Branch trying to keep these two very fast drivers behind him. I think it's just a matter of time before Thorndike puts the nose to the inside of Branchew, and Branchew's going to have no choice but to give the position. Here comes the run off of 4. Nose to tail, pushing, bump drafting here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, heading through the tri-oval back into turn number 1. There's that drop to the bottom, nose inside, side by side through the center of 1 and 2. Thorndike gonna take the spot away. Now he's gonna set his sights in on trying to run down Jason Branch. Called it before it was done, but it was inevitable. Jim Thorndike on a tear here after going to pit lane on that very first race incident that we found ourselves under caution for. We are now on lap number 23 out of the 110 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Kevin Burrows continues to lead the field here tonight. He's got a 7/10 advantage over Jason Branch, who has got Jim Thorndike hot on his trail now. Can Thorndike get around Branch and set his sights? There's the move to the inside. Gonna show the nose to Branch heading into turn 1. Branch doesn't look like he's gonna fight that move. Now coming back through the center just a little bit. Nope, fresher tires gonna prevail, so just 5-lap fresher tires seems to mean the world right now. Able to just turn the car down through the center of the corner. unlike most of the competitors right now, and already beginning to gap Branch is Thorndike. At 59, I tell you what, he is dialed in and tuned up right now. He is heading for that top spot. Give him about 10 laps, and he is going to close the distance. That distance is only 0.8 of a second, so less than a second for Thorndike to get there. I believe that 59 is gonna be there pretty quickly. Battle back on the track right here. I say back on the track, but John McMillan, he's still right there battling with John Branch as well as Ryan Branch, who we seen this 3-car battle just moments ago before Thorndike made his tear through the field. And there you see already the gap that he has put on these drivers. 0.7 of a second separates himself from this trio on track. That is 3rd, 4th, and 5th as they run. Branch, McMillan, and Branch off of 4. A little further back behind the field, you can find yet another battle. Here is Todd McGregor battling with Ron Shooty looking to try to find a way around 28 machine, not being able to get by him just yet. This is a battle inside the top 10 for 7th and 8th position on track. Then another big gap back to Donald Bennett running in the 9th spot. Rounding out your top 10 is the 29 of Eric Dutcher. Looking around and looking at the gaps, and looky here, race fans. Gap closing right there. We'll jump back to this battle because it was hot and heavy. Side by side off of 2 down the back stretch. Ron Shooty looking to the inside of McGregor. McGregor hanging it to the high side, and that Mountain Dew throwback machine that AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series driver hanging it out up there in the Harry Gant line, still side by side. Back here for the 7th and 8th position, keeping our eye on that battle at the front because it is heating up as well. Just 0.2 of a second now separate your top 2. Pass finally being made by Shooty, looking for the crossover. Is McGregor not going to have it? Not going to be there, not going to have the spot as they cross the line. Tries to position himself to take it back away in 1. Going to lose a little bit of ground here, so now Shooty up into the 7th spot as they run back at the front of the field. This man continues to lead here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Southeast. Beast 110 Kevin Burrows has led every single lap here tonight, all 30 in the book for him. Can he continue this dominance after snatching the pole position away here tonight? If he's going to keep the lead, he is going to have to keep a hungry, hard, charging, fast Jim Thorndike. And that 59 machine, there you see him right there, that GTR sponsored AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series driver all over Kevin Burrows right now. Burrows nowhere to go and just falling into the clutches of Thorndike. It looks like Thorndike having a little bit of trouble trying to set up the pass. He's run him down 2 or 3 times here, but he's just struggled to actually make the pass and make his way by. Keeping our eye on the timing and scoring. This is one of your closest battles on track. Another battle going on back for the top 10. Eric Dutcher has it. Larry Poling right there behind him, trying to take that spot away. Chad Lancaster, Danny Valenzuela right there with him. And Andy Starcher, what happened to Starcher? Oh, that is right. Earlier here tonight, Starcher across the nose of, I believe it was Thorndike, across the nose of Thorndike. Spun the car, almost had it all saved, And then John McMullen bit it right there into him, and both of those drivers have been down behind the wall pretty much ever since. Starcher has been able to slowly make a few laps here and there. Looks like he is still meeting that minimum speed right now. So Starcher gonna try to gain as many spots as he can as Greg Deitch hits pit road. And it looks like we may have those green flag pit cycles beginning to happen. Jason Branch gonna give up his spot, and he's gonna come to pit road. And caution on the raceway, caution flag coming out, and I believe the 31 may have been caught up in this one. There you see the smoke. Donald Bennett caught up in this latest incident. Let's go back, see how it all went down. Oh, and the 69 all over Bennett. The 69 of Poling just drove right through Donald Bennett. We'll take another look at that. There you see him just absolutely pushing him through 3 and 4. The 29 right there as well behind them. We'll take one more look back at this one. And not sure if it was all net coat or not. One more time here. You see down into the corner. Oh, and right across the nose. Down in front of that 69 Bennett. That's why he was being pushed right across the nose in front of the 69. And around Bennett goes. Hard impact for him as well as Poling. That's going to put both of those drivers' days in the ditches, if you will. We'll rejoin the front of the field back as your race leader brings the drivers down pit road. Looks like everybody going to come to pit road this time, Pie. And as we find ourselves under caution for the second time here tonight, we're going to take a brief commercial break, then step back for all your green flag action. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. backtrack side as the Chevy Silverado pace truck lights go out. We are set to fire things off yet again here from Charlotte Motor Speedway and Swift Motorsports AYERS iRacing Paints Arca Menards series here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Do want to take a brief moment to thank each and every one of you for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So if you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you. Whether you're just casually stopping by, the devoted friend, fan, or family, we appreciate each and every one of you, and we are ready to fire things off once again. Field double file as they enter turn number 3. Familiar man at the front, but a fresh face to his outside. Kevin Burrows will lead the field back to the green flag, and Jim Thorndike will line up just to his outside. Even tires now for Thorndike and Burrows, who will have the advantage. Pace truck down and away, waiting for the restart, and green flag flies. Once again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Burrows up through the gears. Battle is for that second spot, and Thorndike gonna go ahead and secure that. Now hot and heavy on the gas. Battle for the third spot. Don Kidder right there trying to take the spot away. He's got Ryan Branchew, John McMillan right there, as well as Todd McGregor. Battles right here. We've got battles just behind there. You can see Ron Schutte. He's got Chad Lancaster, Donovan Bennett right behind him, still running in the 9th spot. Larry Poling right back there in the 10th spot. Danny Valenzuela being scored in the 11th spot. Last car on the lead lap. And now taking the race lead away. New race leader crossing the line. Jim Thorndike puts it into the top spot. Thorndike able to pass Kevin Burrows for the first time here tonight. 2 laps ago, completely secured that race lead on that last time by. Now looking to see if he can open up a gap. Thorndike looks like he runs just a slightly higher line on entry, and that is setting himself up with a great launch through the center and off of these corner exits. There you can see it right there, a little higher again in 1 and 2 as Burrows drops all the way to the bottom on entry. Thorndike a little bit slower to get to the apex in the center of these corners, and that seems to be paying off so far. There you see the car getting a little bit tight in the dirty air for Burrows. He's going to wash up the track once again, fall back into the clutches of John McMillan inside that 15 iRacing machine. iRacing primary sponsor for him and his AYERS iRacing Paints Arca Menards Series K&N Chevrolet. Wily veteran right behind them. Look at the 03 of Don Kidder. He's trying to make his way up inside a podium spot. Running inside the top 5 in that 4th spot. Ryan Branchew rounding out your top 5, but that is not a very secure spot. We'll go back here for that battle for the final spot in the top 5. There you see all 4 of these drivers lined up nose to tail. And just behind them, you see Ron Schutte in that 28 machine gonna be there should there be any issues. And looks like we've got one driver with some trouble. Caution flag gonna fly. We're gonna take a look back here, see what happened. Kidder looks like he may have been involved. A lot of smoke on the track. We'll double check, see how it all happened, why. We find ourselves under caution, and oh, looks like a lot of net code right there. That is exactly what that is, race fans. We're trying to see where that may have came from, and I think that may have been the 16 of Ryan Branchew around him. There you see him down on that inside lane. And yes, I believe that's exactly who that was. A little bit of glitching going on there. That very well may have cost. Oh, hard impact to that rear of Don Kidder. So a little bit of a glitch, a little bit of some connection issues causes our latest caution, causes Don Kidder to back it into that outside wall. Damage doesn't look too bad to the naked eye, but I can assure you the back end of that machine is all tore up, as Kidder now onto pit road will rejoin the field back up at the front with your race leader, Jim Thorndike. That caution does save the 22 of Ryan Branch. Branch able to get himself back onto the lead lap with that lucky dog. So fortunate enough for that 22, he has been able to get himself back around pit with the race leaders, or be on the same cycle at least as the race leaders. Closing in on the halfway mark, we'll check pit road this time by. Looks like everybody inside that top 5 is going to stay out on track. As a matter of fact, your top 10 elect to stay out on track. And just as I say that, Don Kidder in that 10th spot, he's going to go ahead and bring it to pit road. So Larry Poling going to take over that 10th spot, and he will stay out on track. Two more times around the racetrack before we go green flag racing. So with that being said, race fans, we're going to take a small commercial break, pay some of the bills. You know how that goes, and I want to give a big time shout out to the man getting the job done here at the upcoming video, Kyle Larson, Young Money, walking away with the golden driller. Hats off. Heck of a drive there. Larson, Chili Bowl champion.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Backtrack side at the front of the field. Chevy Silverado pace truck ready to duck on off this time out of turn number 4. Lights beginning to come on. Darkness gonna fall here at Charlotte Motor Speedway on the loud pedal early. Thorndike gets a jump on the field, catches everyone sleeping. And he's going to head off into turn number 1 without a care in the world. Drivers battling on track now for the second, third position. Ryan Branchew right there trying to take that spot away down on the inside lane. He's got Kevin Burrows, Todd McGregor right there with him, as well as John McMillan sitting right in that second spot. Not getting a good restart and falling through the field. Your pole sitter, your early race leader, led a ton of laps here tonight, but now struggling back in the dirty air. Driver sitting inside that 23 machine. Ryan Branchew is struggling at the moment. And while we've got a brief moment in a second here, why don't we go ahead down trackside, mute the mics for just a moment, throw it down trackside for some of the sights and sounds. You love it. We love it. Let's go ahead and run it down. What do you say with a little bit of our turn 3s? Turn it up. And driver into the outside wall. Ryan Branchew gets into the outside wall. We're going to stay here with this segment, though, continue on. Great camera shots here tonight. Trackside at Charlotte Motor Speedway here from the Turn 3 Racing Network. Big shout out to everybody back behind the scenes getting all the great camera shots here prepared tonight. Big shout out to all the teams for allowing us to put some of these great onboard camera shots out there on the cars for you. And now Ron Schutte battling with Todd McGregor right there, 4th and 5th on the track. They've got Don Kidder right there in tow. There you see that 03 Goodwrench Service. AYERS iRacing, Arca Menards, K&N Machine dialed in, trying to make his way inside the top 5. Not much happening at the front of the field. Your race leader enjoys a 0.4 of a second race advantage. There you see it, just off in the foreground. And Ryan Branchew, after contact with the outside wall in the early part of our Turn It Up segment, falls through the field, falls just inside the top 10, now running in the 9th spot, but he is under pressure. He has got Donald Bennett closing fast. Sticking with this battle for just the moment, we're going to have another battle up towards the front of the field to speak about now, though, because closing in, regaining some ground, regaining some confidence, some momentum. Your pole sitter Kevin Burrows has closed the gap, but McMillan has closed the gap as well. It's a 3-car battle at the front of the field, and a 3-car battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Another 3-car battle here tonight. Ryan Branchew, Chad Lancaster, Donald Bennett. They're stacked up through the tail end of the field, 8th, 9th, and 10th on the track as they run. And here comes McMillan looking for the front, looking for the race lead side by side into turn 1. McMillan has a spot on the bottom. Thorndike putting the power down on the outside, gonna get the launch off the corner exit. Drag race halfway down the back stretch. Side by side on entry to 3 through the center. Here comes the run once again. Can the 15 get it off of the corner? Oh, he's going to beat him to the line. New race leader by a half a car length. That time by John McMullen. Able to get the job done, fighting hard for it. Now completes the pass. Jim Thorndike going to drop to the bottom, try the crossover, looks for it there. Not going to happen. Slots in line down the back stretch. Now peeking that nose back underneath the left side of the 15 is Thorndike. Not going to be able to be close enough to make a move off of 4. Race lead now secure for that 15 of John McMullen. Put 2 laps in his back pocket. As we are a handful of laps past the halfway point here tonight in the Southeast Beast. 110, 64 laps into tonight's 110 lap race. Race number 4 here in season number 2 for Swift Motorsports. AYERS iRacing Paints Arca Menards Series, live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Gonna run down some of your running order right now, your top 10. Driver at the front of the field, walking away with a big gap now, John McMillan. Driver sitting in second after leading a handful of laps, Jim Thorndike. Kevin Burrows right there, your pole sitter, led a ton of laps earlier in the race as well, sits in third. 4th place, Don Kidder. 5th, Ron Schutte. Todd McGregor, Jason Branch, Ryan Branchew sitting in 8th, 9th place, Donald Bennett, and rounding out your top 10, Chad Lancaster. Lancaster getting shuffled back. Danny Valenzuela gonna make a pass in the 04 Raise Energy machine. He's gonna make himself known to be inside the top 10 now. Valenzuela with a good recovery. He was back kind of behind the 8 ball at one point in time here tonight. Scratched and clawed his way. Not just back on the lead lap, but now back inside the top 10, and he is looking for more, closing the distance on Donald Bennett, who has got Branchew and McGregor in his sights as well. Driver just in front of him, the 19 of Andy Starcher. Early trouble here tonight. Starcher down a handful of laps. As Valenzuela looks to the bottom, gonna make the pass on Donald Bennett's turn 3. Sponsored AYERS iRacing Paints Arca Menards machine. Next driver in the sights of Danny Valenzuela. This man right here, Ryan Branchew in the 16 machine. Involved in an earlier incident, recovered well so far, but now into that outside wall and sideways getting into turn 3. Branchew struggling right now late in this green flag run, and I say late in this green flag run because I believe we very well may see some green flag pit stops coming up very shortly. Gonna look back through some timing and scoring back to some battles on the track. You've got a battle on track in front of you, but it's not for position. Going up here to this battle, Jason Branch trying to close in the distance on Don Kidder. He's got Todd McGregor just behind him. Ron Schutte heating up that rear spoiler of McGregor right now, sitting in that 6th spot. A look back from McGregor's spoiler, and just look how close Schutte is here as they work their way off of 2 down the backstretch. Big wiggle out of this Mountain Dew throwback machine. There you hear just a little slight scrape of the wall, and Schutte closes in on entry through the center. Looks like he's losing a little bit of ground, a little puff of smoke out of the side of that Mountain Dew throwback machine. That could spell trouble for McGregor, as we are right at the 40 laps to go mark. Here goes McGregor starting to gap Schutte once again. So McGregor getting the rhythm back and starting to head back in the right direction. Battle for the 2nd spot. Here it is. Look at it. The front of the field, looking to the inside of Jim Thorndike, Kevin Burrows. He's going to open the door. Don Kidder going to try to fill the slot as well. Kidder not close enough just yet, and Thorndike's able to keep Burrows behind him. Working through the center of 1 and 2. Will Burrows look to the bottom in 3? We'll have to wait and see, because Kidder is closing in, and the more these drivers battle, the further your race leader is going to walk away from them. 2.2 second advantage for McMillan. And it looks like Burrows going to break away. He's going to come to pit road. He's missed. Kevin Burrows through the center of the track. Burrows with some trouble. Thorndike now going to secure that 2nd spot. Don Kidder and Jason Branch, they battle for the 3rd spot. Kidder on the outside, Branch to the bottom. That 22 Serve Pro AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards machine looking good. Makes the pass on Kidder, pretty much no problem there. Pretty even tires here between Branch and Kidder. Just 1 lap difference on the tires. Much fresher tires than the drivers in front of them, so look for Branch and Kidder to try to close the gap, try to close the distance on Thorndike, and maybe try to run down some time on your race leader, John McMullen, who has opened that gap now to 2.5 seconds over Jim Thorndike. Front of the field, your race leader, the 15 of John McMullen, will run through your top 3 with a little bit of driver information. There you go, right there on screen. The driver inside of that 15, John McMillan. Driver running back in the 2nd spot. There you can see him back 2.6 seconds on the track. Sitting inside that 59, Jim Thorndike. Behind Thorndike, running in a solid 3rd. There you can see from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Driver sitting inside that 22 machine, running in the 3rd spot, Jason Branch. The 03 of Don Kidder, solid run so far here tonight, sitting in the 4th spot. Rounding out your top 5, there you can see him just off in the distance, sitting inside that Mountain Dew throwback machine, the 71 of Todd McGregor. Eric Dutcher with a big-time moment there. Back to Dutcher. There you see him. He's getting his car back up to speed. Dutcher with a big-time issue. Came off of pit road just a handful of laps ago, and he has looped it and lost a ton of ground. Todd McGregor and Ryan Branchew both going to come to pit road that time by. Ron Schutte makes his way off of pit road. Now looks like your race leader is going to come to pit road this time. What will Branch do? Branch and I believe that is Thorndike. Yes, it is. Branch and Thorndike both going to stay out on track. Those 10-lap fresher tires showing themselves right here for Branch, as he's able to go around and gap Thorndike right now, but being able to keep some pretty good pace and some pretty old tires. Jim Thorndike's showing these drivers how to get these AYERS iRacing Paints Arca Menards Series machines around the track. 10-lap older tires. And it looks like Thorndike gonna bring it to a stop, gonna bring it down pit road. Jason Branch will stay with your race leader right here. He continues to stay out on track. Branch last onto pit road on lap number 48. Danny Valenzuela as well as Donald Bennett, both of those drivers last onto pit road on lap number 48 as well. So all three of those drivers all gonna stay out on track for, I would say, another 3 to 5 laps. I just wonder how much time will Jason Branch be giving up on these older tires to the drivers that have dropped down to pit road. And oh no, looks like Don Kidder back to pit road. The pit road police have popped one here tonight. The 03 of Don Kidder looks like he's having to serve a black flag, having to come back down pit road that time by. We'll keep an eye on the official scoring over there. Gonna let us know what kind of penalty that was, and it looks like just a full service stop once again here for Kidder, so possibly missing his pit road, just having just giving some of the drivers fits, it looks like. Kidder. No, and there's the penalty there for Kidder. Upwards of 30 seconds now sitting stale in the pit, and that is going to put Kidder multiple laps down here late in the race after having a solid run up inside the top 5 here tonight for Swift Motorsports AYERS iRacing Paints Arca Menards Series Southeast Beast 110 here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Do want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in tonight. We're watching your race leader, Jason Branch, continue to stretch the fuel, continue to stretch the tire run. He's led the last handful of laps. How long will he keep that 4X Serve Pro AYERS iRacing Paints Arca Menards machine out on track? Gonna stay out at least one more time around. 26 laps now remaining here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. 3 drivers left on the lead lap. All 3 drivers yet to come to pit road for their final green flag pit stop. And how will all these drivers fare when they come to pit road? Will we see a caution before then? That can change the game. And here comes Branch. Branch going to bring it to pit road. That's going to put Todd McGregor back on the lead lap with some fresh tires. John McMillan, Jim Thorndike, Ron Schutte all get their laps back. Looks like Branch onto pit road with no problems. Donald Bennett, Danny Valenzuela, they're yet to hit pit road. Valenzuela going to inherit the race lead. So new race leader, the 04 of Danny Valenzuela. Donald Bennett gonna hit pit road this time by, so Valenzuela, only driver yet to hit pit road. Will this race will this Raise energy drink sponsored machine be able to somehow snatch a podium and a win away and hard into the outside wall? Stuck on that outside wall for the second time here tonight. And I think Valenzuela was going to try to bring that machine to pit road, not able to do so that time by. Now just 24 laps remaining here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Don Kidder in his 03 starting to close some distance on your race leader. There you can see Kidder down 3 laps after being stationary in his pit stall for 45 seconds. 45 seconds speeding penalty for Kidder, and that has took him out of a top 5. Looks like after the green flag pit stops, this man should reassume the race lead, working his way through 3 and 4, back now through the front stretch, crossing the line. John McMillan gonna take control of the race lead once again. Todd McGregor right there behind him. Jim Thorndike running a solid third, but we have now got gaps all between your top runners on track. Nobody close enough to really make any gains at this point in time, so it's all about who's got that long run speed here late in the goings under the lights here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We transition from day to sunset, now finishing tonight's race under the lights here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I call it the home of racing. Everything located very close to this track right here, nestled in Concord, North Carolina. That's right, just about a half a mile up the road, literally up the road across the street. You can find the hallowed grounds of Hendrick Motorsports. Multiple other race teams in NASCAR based right here around this track. This is a hometown track to the majority of the drivers in NASCAR. This is when they get to showcase their skills, and John McMullen is absolutely taking advantage of that tonight. Caught all the friends and family out there watching, cheering them on here at the track as well as back at home. Dominating the second half of tonight's race, the 15 of John McMillan gonna cross the line. 20 remaining here in the Southeast Beast 100. Your closest battle on track is a battle right here for that second position. Todd McGregor has it. There you can see him right in that 71 machine, but hot on the trail is the 59 of Jim Thorndike. Can Thorndike run him down? He's about to run him down, basically has. But we all know that old racing adage, you know, catching them is one thing, getting by them is another. How much will McGregor fight this big gap back to that 4th spot? So able to keep yourself in a podium spot. Big picture thinking, you know, will that 71 let Thorndike by and just secure a good solid points day here tonight? Or will we see these two battle it out hot and heavy? As it looks like we're going to see a little bit of that battle. Now up the track goes McGregor. Thorndike gonna drop to the bottom, hug that blue and white line through the center of 1 and 2. Off of turn 2, drag race side by side for the second spot on track. McGregor on the outside. Preferred lane goes to Thorndike. Thorndike still digging down on the bottom. Not able to make the pass. No advantage for either of these drivers. We stay side by side for that entire lap. Let's see if they can pull that off again. Still side by side into 1 and off of 2. Drag race down the backstretch for the second time between Thorndike and McGregor. Thorndike finally able to get the job done, finally able to make that pass. He's going to take The second spot away now. Todd McGregor going to fall back to third, half a second back on a Thorndike. And after that round of green flag pit cycles with 15 laps to go this time by, we are now down to just 6 cars remaining on the lead lap out of the 19 that took to tonight's starting grid. 6 drivers being scored off, 7 drivers now being scored off the track and behind the lead lap. Donald Bennett being scored, the first car off of the lead lap. And man, oh man, what a furious pace here tonight after a few quick cautions here for Swift Motorsports AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series. Southeast Beast 110 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. 14 laps now remain for your race leader. Thorndike starting to close the distance, though. The gap was upwards of 3 seconds, and Thorndike, slowly but surely, he is clicking him off. He is picking up the pace. He has found some speed at the bottom of the raceway. We'll keep a look at the lap times here. Last time by 0.2 faster that last time by for Thorndike, so indeed chopping away and chopping into that race lead, but with 13 laps remaining, there you see your race leader off in the foreground. Is it enough time for Thorndike to get there? And if he does, will he have enough laps? Will he have enough tires to try to take that top spot away? Looking around the track, no real battles to speak of. We'll check in with this man right here. No body in front, so clean air for your race leader. He enjoys a 2.5 second race advantage. We'll keep an eye on the gap as we count down the laps. 11 to go when we cross the line. This time by 2.4 seconds now separate your top 2. Thorndike slightly faster, almost a 10th faster that time by, so the speed differential closing in. Thorndike not quite gaining as much as he was in the previous handful of laps. Looks like the tires are starting to even out a little bit, crossing the line now. 10 laps to go for John McMillan. Last time by 31.85 for your race leader, 31.85 for Jim Thorndike, 31.83 for Jim Thorndike, so just 0.02 of a second faster. And it looks like the speed may be fading in that 59 machine. Thorndike sitting in second, trying to run down your race leader now. That gap down to 2.3 seconds as they make their way through the front stretch back into turn 1 and 2. And as we click off the laps, looks like we're going to have yet another battle to go to. Slowly closing in. There you see it off in the distance. Jason Branch starting to close the gap on Todd McGregor. We'll keep an eye on that gap, see if it closes in at all. If it does, we'll jump back to that battle for just a second, and it's there. Branch is there, looking to the outside now, crossing over, looking to the bottom, heading into turn number 1. Not going to be able to be there. Todd McGregor going to keep his 71 in that final podium spot. But here comes a hard-charging Jason Branch. Side by side now, down the backstretch, into 3. Branch with the spot. He's going to take that final third place podium position here late in the running. 7 laps to go as your race leader John McMullen crosses the line. The gap has closed big time that time by. Almost 0.6 of a second quicker that time by was Jim Thorndike over John McMullen. And there you see the gap now down under 2 seconds. He is coming, race fans. He is gonna get there. If he can keep this pace up, he will get there. But I think he's going to be about a day late and $1 short. Lap time staying even that time by, as far as the gap, I should say. Gap staying about the same last time by. Race leader 32-33. Thorndike with a 32:01. Fastest man on track, Jason Branch, last time by 31:65. So he is much faster than your top two, but he is going to run out of time. As McMillan gonna see the high five from the flagman. 5 laps remaining here tonight in the Southeast Beast 110 for Swift Motorsports. AYERS iRacingPaints. Arca Menards K&N Series down the backstretch once again. Your race leader, John McMullen, continues to keep Jim Thorndike at bay. Thorndike now starting to fade away once again. Had it down to 1.7 seconds now. That gap beginning to stretch once again. And I'm telling you, race fans, look at this. This might be the battle right here. Jason Branch, he has closed in from over 4 seconds back behind Jim Thorndike. You seen him take that spot away from Todd McGregor just about 2 laps ago. And look at this, race fans. Now that gap under 1 second. Jason Branch, 6 lap fresher tires, and he is the fastest man on track. Just a handful of laps left to get there. Can Branch get up there and take that second spot away? We'll have to wait and see. Your race leader now stretching that gap. Once again, John McMillan out to a 2.2 second race lead over Jim Thorndike, and Thorndike has got to be hearing it in his ear. The crew chief, the spotter, telling him that 22 is coming. Popsicle sticks for your race leader. 2 laps remaining here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Just a half a second separates second from third. Can Jason Branch run him down in a lap and a half? He is there. He is faster, but can he get by him? Race leader gonna come off a 4 back across the stripe, white flag in hand. Final lap in the Southeast Beast 110 for Swift Motorsports. Arca Menards. AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series. Race leader off of turn number 2 for the final time. Halfway down the back stretch now. Battle. We're going to look at this battle in 1 second. I promise, race fans. There you see it. Branch is there. Can he make the run off of 4 to take it? Crossing the stripe. Race winner John McMullen. Battle for the second spot. Thorndike gonna keep it, but this man right here, what a job, what a run in the second half of tonight's race, walking away with the race win. Man, oh man, Jonathan McMillan getting the job done here tonight. Whew. What a way to make a splash here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, then snatching the race lead and walking away with it. John McMullen getting the job done in the 15 machine, and as he enjoys a little bit of his celebrations, we'll get set to head down trackside for your post-race interview. So as McMullen enjoys his celebration, we'll get things set for those post-race interviews. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. And back trackside with your podium finishers here tonight for the Southeast Beast 110. Let's see if we can't catch in with the driver that walked away in the third and final podium spot here tonight. Let's see if we can't check in with the driver that was fast and hard charging at the end of tonight's race. Driver inside of that 22 machine, Jason Branch. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Dave. How you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself, my man?
I wish the race would have went about 10 laps more. Like I said, I was telling them I came out of the pits. I obviously ran it about 10 to 12 laps longer than they did, and I came out of the pits about 12 to 13 seconds back of the leader. I wasn't real sure where, and I ran him down to a little under 2.5 seconds. So if we would have went 120 laps instead of 110, maybe I could have been there, but you know what? I'll take another third podium. It should move me up into first place.
Yeah, the battle in the points, very close, just 7 points separating yourselves from the lead spot here tonight. Does it give you any confidence knowing that you've had podium finishes all season long here, and we're 4 races into the books now, just solid races week after week? Does that give you any more confidence knowing that you have the consistency?
Yeah, I think consistency. I'm there. I'm waiting for Murphy to come down and take me out one of these times. I've been lucky, avoided a couple wrecks tonight. I got put a lap down. I actually pitted as I hit pit road. The caution came out, and I kind of freaked out. Looked up at the yellow flag and looked down. I was doing 47 miles an hour, so I got in the longest line. It put me a lap down at the end of the longest line. So I'm lucky we had another caution where I got the lucky dog. Luck kind of worked out tonight. I don't think it's going to happen all season, but I'll take it when I can get it.
Well, my man, once again, a heck of a race for you guys out there tonight. Heck of a run there at the end. I don't think you quite needed 10 more laps. I think you needed maybe 2 or 3 because you were right there very fast at the end of tonight's race. And again, Jason, congratulations on yet another podium finish here so far this season. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that car?
Yeah, thank you, Dave. I want to thank Serpro, obviously, Functional Fitness, Dynamark, Great House, and we just got the word today that national sponsor came on for our team, iHeartRadio. Ron Schutte was driving their car today. I'd like to thank them for coming out and sponsoring our team. And Jim Thorndike, teammate, heck of a run, second place. I was telling him I wasn't going to push the issue unless we got there. I mean, we needed a podium, so congratulations to him on his second place finish, and we'll get him next week.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations, and we'll look to catching up with you next week at the track.
I hope so. I like talking to you every week.
There you go. Final words from your third place and final podium finisher here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway, and that's gonna bring us to the driver that finished second here tonight from from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's see if we can't dial up and catch a quick word with the driver walking away in the second spot here tonight inside that 59 machine. Jim Thorndike, it's Dave in the booth. Got a copy?
10-4, yes, sir, I do.
Hey, my man. Great race. How was it from your seat all night long?
It was excellent, actually, just had to work on saving my tires a lot, and I think that's what bit me in the end is too hard.
Well, you mentioned the tires and possibly running them too hard there. Right behind you, Jason Branch, teammate, coming up through the field. Did you ever get worried when you looked in that rear view and just seen that Serve Pro machine closing so fast?
Yes, sir. I figured he would have caught me probably 2 to 3 laps sooner than what he did, but I guess he got held up by some lap cars, and he had about 10 lap fresher tires than I did. So luckily I was able to hold on to second.
Well, Jim, going to mention the points coming into tonight's race. You were back there tied in, whether you want to call it tied for 9th or tied for 10th, not sure, but either way, the cookie crumbles. tied with Donald Bennett. 75 points in the bag for you tonight, finishing with a strong podium spot. How much does this affect the way that you approach some of the next few races in the season? Are you going to look for some more podiums, or are you looking for more consistent runs, maybe just top fives, or are you just going to flat out go try to get it?
Well, I always try and go out and win a race. Winning is the top priority. But at the same time, I also have to look at the long picture too, in the big picture. I want to try and get at least top fives every week. But if I can snag a win here and there, I'm more happy to do that.
Well, Jim, it was a fine race for you in that 59 machine. All race long, you were right there battling for some of those top spots. Led a handful of laps here tonight as well. So big time shout out to you and hats off to all of that 59 crew. Heck of a job out here tonight. Before we let you go and enjoy the second place, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody else on the side of that car?
Sure, I like to thank my girlfriend for letting me do this, and it's pretty awesome that she does. And I like to thank the 4X Racing team. We have some great teammates. They help me out a lot and give each other feedback. GTR Simulators. If you're looking for a simulator, go to GTR Simulator. Excellent. I run one myself. Serve Pro, Dynamax, Great House, KC Designs. If you need a car painted, look at my paint job and look at our team's paint jobs. KC does them all. And we now have a new sponsor on our team. That's iHeartRadio. So I got to give a shout out to iHeartRadio. And you, Dave, turn 3, always got to give you a shout out. You do an excellent job in the broadcast.
Well, we do appreciate the kind words, Jim, but you guys make our jobs easy by providing some great racing action to talk about. So we do appreciate the kind words, but we're going to reciprocate and say thank you right on back. And we look forward to talking to you again in another podium spot next week. What do you say we try to make it one spot better?
I'm going to give it my best effort. I can promise you that. And I think we might have something for him.
All right, there you have it. Driver walking away with the second spot here tonight, and that's going to lead us into our post-race interview with your race winner walking away in dominant fashion towards the end of tonight's race, John McMillan in that 15 machine. How you doing? How you feeling?
I feel pretty good. This was a good win.
Good win. You were up inside the top 5 for a good majority of the night. Did you think you had what it took inside that 15 machine underneath the hood to go out there and lead as much as you did and gap the field the way that you did?
I just found in that first green flag run that saving tires was pretty crucial, and then we got that yellow there, so I did the same thing on the next green flag, and I started saving some fuel there at the end. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it, but luckily enough, I made it on fuel.
So luckily enough, you made it on fuel. Did you think it was going to end up being a fuel mileage race? Charlotte Motor Speedway, not typically known for those fuel mileage endings.
I didn't know what it was going to be like. It seemed like the field was pretty spread out, so I just wanted to be conservative and make sure I could make it to the end.
Well, my man, you came in here, you knocked the door down, you grabbed a race win coming into tonight's race outside of the top 10 in points and everything like that. How do you take this race win and move forward?
Well, that was my first race with in the Arca cars with these guys, so I had a lot of fun. I mean, for moving forward, I just stay consistent, and hopefully I can keep climbing up the points board.
All right, well, putting it in victory lane is definitely the way to start that off and claw your way to the top of the point standings. Hats off, congratulations on a great victory here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So before we let you go and enjoy the rest of the night here at the track, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that car?
I'd really like to just thank my dad. He's the one that's helped me through all this, and he's been a long-time racer, and I've learned a lot of things from him.
All right, John. Well, we will look forward to catching up with you next week. Once again, here in the AYERS iRacing Arca Menards series So once again, big time shout out, man. Knocking the door down, walking away with your first race win in your first race. So, yeah, we'll see if we can't talk to you at the end of next week, huh?
That sounds good. Look forward to it.
All right, there you go. Very humble race winner. Very reserved, if you will. The driver inside of that 15, John McMillan, getting the job done here tonight. Being a little modest when it comes to walking away with that race win, but nonetheless knocking the door down first race in these AYERS iRacingPaints Arca Menards Series machines, and he's going to put it in victory lane. Can't ask for much more than that. Only the second driver to put his name in the win column this year, so big time shout out to the 15 and his entire crew getting the job done out there tonight. And just like that, looks like the producer's hitting the buttons in the background, so we'll run down your official or your unofficial race results here tonight for Swift Motorsports. Southeast Beast 110 from Charlotte Motor Speedway, walking away in victory lane with the win, the 15 of John McMillan. Finishing in a solid second place here tonight, the 59 of Jim Thorndike. The 22 of Jason Branch will round out your podium spots. Fourth place goes to the 71 of Todd McGregor. Ron Schutte gonna finish in fifth. The 16 of Ryan Branchew slotting home in sixth. Seventh goes to the 31 of Donald Bennett. Eighth place, Chad Lancaster. Larry Bowling bringing his machine home in ninth, and rounding out your top 10 here tonight, the 03 of Don Kidder. Eric Dutcher in the 29 machine gonna slot home in 11th. 12th place goes to Greg Deitch. Denny Valenzuela piloting that Raise Energy 04 to the 13th spot. Andy Starcher gonna finish in 14th. 15th goes to Kevin Burrows. 16th on the track here tonight, John McMillan. Not the pole sitter, not the race winner. That's his dad, John McMillan, back there in the 75 machine. Walking away from the track here tonight in 16th, finishing in the 17th. In the race control, that's why he's finishing in 17th. Your two race control compadres, Roy Fernandez and Gary Wells. Big time shout out to both of those race officials out there keeping everything straight on the track while these drivers give you all the great racing action. And it looks like that's about all she wrote for us here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Join us once again here tonight live at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Performance Motorsports Truck Series right here in Swift Motorsports. So if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and throw these drivers a thumbs up. Click subscribe and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. And with that being said, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.